529-1450. Adam Stark alongside Nick Corelli, Eric Pedigo, and Mark Graham taking your phone calls at 529-1450. And we'll help you out with anything you want. Moves, drops, who to play, who not to play. 529-1450 is the phone number. Good morning. You're on Fantasy Football 101. Go ahead. Hello.
Yes. Do you still have the number for any Illini tickets?
No, he didn't leave a phone number, but he left a pair right here at the studios if you want to stop by and pick them up.
How much are they? They
are free. He left them here at the studio if you want to stop by and come pick them up. We are located at 3055 South 4th Street in Southern View.
3354 South 4th?
3055 South 4th Street in Southern View.
Okay, we'll be by to pick them up in like 10 minutes.
Great. You're taking me. Fantasy Football 101, good morning. Go ahead.
Hey guys, what's going on?
How you doing?
How you doing? What up?
I need to pick up a tight end. I was wondering if I should take Joey Silvera or Billy Glide.
I don't know much about either one of those guys. Is Dante Rosario available for you?
No, they said Dave Hardman was, but I don't know who to pick up.
Not knowing any of the guys you talked about, and I think he was pulling our leg besides.
Okay. I was like, I never heard of any of these guys. Are you kidding me?
Those guys aren't even in a league.
I'm like looking through all these papers. Like,
Yeah.
those are your options.
Come on.
Those are your options. You're in big trouble. Bo Scaife, go get him if you need a tight end. 529-1450. Good morning. You're on Fantasy Football 101.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
I got a question for you. Indianapolis or San Diego for the defense this week?
Ooh.
Indianapolis plays at Minnesota. That's going to be a little tough. I don't know if I'd like that matchup.
Adrian Peterson's going to kill Indianapolis this week,
and the problem is San Diego plays at Denver, so that's
and they look good on Monday.
I'll be honest with you, that's almost a coin flip pick. I just can't go with one over the other and feel real good about it.
If it's me, I'm going San Diego because I'm not completely sold on Denver, considering they just beat the snot out of Oakland.
Right.
So I think San Diego has a better chance of stepping up and shutting Jay Cutler down a little bit more this week, and that Denver offense won't look so potent. I like San Diego.
I tend to agree with you because Indianapolis didn't stop the run last week, and like Adam says, you go with Adrian Peterson. Well, I mean, it just gets from bad to worse.
Yeah.
And of course, they cut one of their defensive linemen who got into a little bit of a problem with the loss. So I mean, they're really thin at the defensive line anyway. So yeah, I think you're right, Eric.
San
Diego.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for the call. 529-1450 is the phone number. You're listening to Fantasy Football 101 on Sports Radio 1450. Good morning, caller. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. I'm calling back again.
Hey.
Now, it's Roddy White or David Patton now.
Patton, for sure. Yeah. That's easy because with Marcus Colston being out and Bruce liking to throw the ball, Devery Henderson and Marcus Patton and Jeremy Shockey will have big games. I really feel like that would be the way to go with you.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thanks for the phone call.
That's a better scenario.
Yeah, no doubt about that. 529-1450 is the phone number. Let's take one more call here. Good morning. You're on Fantasy Football 101.
I need two of these three running backs: Edgerrin James, Vargas, or Jonathan Stewart.
Well, James had a big week in Week 1, and the Cardinals are going up against who are they playing this week? They got Miami, so
Cardinals have Miami.
I'd have to stick with Edgerrin.
And so it comes between who? Vargas
and Jonathan Stewart. I'd have to go with Vargas.
I would say Vargas.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think
there it is.
If you go those two out of three.
There you go.
Unanimous.
We are solving everyone's fantasy football problems here at 529-1450.
We can only solve our own.
No doubt about that.
Man, that's what I'm saying.
Well, speaking of, while the phone lines are open, what do you guys think I should do? And Eric probably doesn't want me to ask this.
I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you.
Actually, this is my other league. Torrey Holt or Anthony Gonzalez?
Gonzalez.
Yep.
I think Gonzalez is. In fact, I'll let when you do the stud, dud, and sleeper. That's who my sleeper pick is. Dallas Clark is probably not going to play, and Gonzalez will come in as a third receiver, and I think he'll do real well against a Minnesota team who gives up a lot of yardage via the pass.
Yeah, they showed that you can move the ball against them, either running or passing, really, against the Vikings.
But the Giants are coming to town in St. Louis, and they had Jason Campbell in a lot of trouble last week, and that O-line of St. Louis is just so bad. Mark Bulger will be spending the entire game on his back looking up at the lights. I don't think Torrey Holt does anything.
Great. I'm glad I drafted him like third overall.
God, every time we bring up the Rams, I just get sick. Seriously.
Sorry, guys.
Every single time.
Yeah, I can't wait for the game tomorrow. 529-1450 is the phone number. Good morning. You're on Fantasy Football 101.
Yeah, quick question. Chris Johnson or Thomas Jones?
Oh, Chris Johnson.
I don't like Jones this week. That's going to be a tough matchup for him.
Thanks for the call.
Chris Johnson looked good last week. I think he'll be fine this week. They go up, and they have a decent matchup. I like Johnson a lot better than Jones. I like Jones as a whole over the season, but this is one of the weeks that the matchup doesn't benefit Jones.
Well, Johnson's going against the Bengals, right? I mean, he's going to have a huge. This could be his biggest game as a rookie.
Absolutely, he could go for over 100 easy and a score or two.
He had over 100 total with receiving last week, didn't he? I was doing a little research. I think he had over 100 total last week, including his receiving. Against Cincinnati, he's going to have a nice week.
Yeah, he was clutch draftee by anyone who took him. I know Mark took him in our league. I don't know who has him in our league, Eric.
Oh, I can't keep track of him. There's 14 guys.
A little info on Jones against New England. He's averaged just 30.5 yards with no touchdowns over the last two matchups. He doesn't do well against New England. So I tell you what, you're taking a chance if you play him this week.
Well, New England also used to blow teams out by 30 or 40, so they have to pretty much abandon the running game in the second half. With Matt Castle, last week, how bad do you think New England should have beat Kansas City if Tom Brady would have been healthy? It wouldn't have been 17-10.
Honestly, it would have been more like 35.
Exactly. So if this is a closer game, this could be a grinded out kind of a game. The Jets can play New England pretty well. Mangini knows the system pretty well. I think if this is a grinded out kind of game, Thomas Jones might actually have a decent week.
Yeah, they're going to go to him a lot. This should be a really good game. I was shocked to see the Jets actually favored to win that football game. But that's a whole different show.
Another thing with a player goes down. Totally changes everybody's aspect of a team.
Well, it's the biggest player on the team. Now,
yeah.
I read something. Bill Belichick is won just over 40% of his games without Tom Brady and just about 80% of his games with Tom Brady. So it'll be interesting to see, how everybody thinks Belichick's this great coach, and he's a good coach. That's fine, but without Tom Brady, he's an under 500 coach. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out.
I'm anxious to see. 529-1450 is the phone number. Good morning. You're on Fantasy Football 101. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have L.J. Smith and Todd Heap in my league, and obviously I'm starting L.J. Smith this weekend. Do you guys ever foresee Todd Heap, kind of getting back to where he was, with Flacco as a rookie quarterback and stuff? That'd be a perfect, target with Cam Cameron's offense.
Sure.
But, what do you guys see obviously L.J. Smith had a good game, and he could be pretty good, but what do you guys foresee for Heap? And I'll hang up and listen.
Thanks for the call. 529-1450 is the phone number. Well, Heap is one of those guys that he'll get some touchdowns. He's just not that consistent where you can start him week in and week out.
Well, and another problem is the injury bug is always hitting this guy. He had, I think it was a hamstring injury last year, and it was a 7-week deal. And it's been this way with Heap's career all throughout his career.
Yep.
It's just, you just can't feel safe drafting him and playing him because, if you play him in your starting lineup, next thing you know, first quarter he's hurt something, he's gone, and your week's screwed.
He's a high-risk, high-reward guy. If he's in there and playing and he's healthy, he's probably going to score you a touchdown, but there's also a 50% chance he gets knocked out of the game like he did in week one. He got knocked out of the game, and he came back, I think, in the fourth quarter, but didn't really do anything. L.J. Smith, I think, is a safer play until Todd Heap shows he can go out and play a couple games back-to-back and be productive.
529-1450 is the phone number. We'll take one more call, and then we'll get our guest on, and we'll take phone calls during that segment with the guest. He's a genius, so you can ask him whatever you want. 529-1450 is the phone number.
Boys.
Good morning. You're on Fantasy Football 101.
Yeah, guys, great show.
Thank you.
Listen, I need one player from this group for this week. Ricky Williams, Chester Taylor, Ronald Curry, or Moose Muhammad against the Bears. And I'll hang up and listen.
Okay, thank you for the call. 529-1450 is the phone number.
Jeez.
That's a tough one.
That's interesting, and I'm almost tempted, and before everyone starts laughing me out of the studio, I wouldn't put it against Mushin Muhammad because he's playing the Bears. He's got a little axe to grind there.
Yep.
And he's main receiver because Smith isn't back yet. I'm telling you, Mushin Muhammad may not be a bad choice this week. Might be the only time in my life I ever say that.
Well, he has been talking trash this week, and he's going to be up for that game. And like you said, Steve Smith not there. That might not be a bad pick. Ron Curry stands out a little bit more than those running backs to me. Oakland taking on Kansas City. Another rivalry game there, and they're going to have to get the ball downfield a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah, that's Curry would be another nice option. Taylor backing up Peterson. He'll get some carries, but I don't know if I'd want to start him or not.
No. And Ryan